All right, we're gonna continue the process of getting involved with AREDN. You do need to watch the first video. This is the second video. This is flashing firmware. I'm not gonna go over everything that we took the time in the first video. I'm not gonna reiterate everything, but I'm just gonna briefly touch on a couple things. I guess there's no other thing to do than just jump in there. I know that I'm horrible at this and I'm really ugly, but hopefully some of this information will help you get through this arduous process. This is for beginners and non-computer people. I just recently found out that RB952Ui-5ac2nD has some videos. If you're intermediate or advanced, actually everybody should watch his videos, but specifically the intermediate and advanced guys. He speaks on an intelligent level. I'm going to be speaking on an unintelligent level. It's just I'm not computer literate. So other computer illiterate people will be able to understand. I have printed off, I've typed up and printed off an outline. Hopefully this is going to help the flow a little bit better. It's similar to the last one, slightly more detailed. So I'm going to put this on the screen so you can take a screenshot. As I said in the first video, be ready to take screenshots and or pictures with your phone. And this is so awkward talking like this. That's one of the reasons that I'm so choppy and there's no cadence. It's going to get better with time. I'm going to put this on the screen, take a screenshot, or pause, take a screenshot, pause, take a picture. You're going to need a few of these things. Also, in the first video, I said you need to go print this off. Since then, I have learned from Randy himself, they do have these PDFs. I knew something. I knew I was missing something because these guys are too thorough to not have PDFs. So you're going to go to the AREDNmesh.org website, docs, all the way down to the bottom left, and it will say read these docs or something. Or they're PDFs. You'll find them. They're down at the bottom left. I have been on that website 100 times and never noticed. This is the checklist. You're going to need this too. There are special instructions that I will put up on the screen. And then there's another set of instructions. But the other set just says, go look at the special set. So there are like 5 different kinds of instructions. I'm just doing it my way. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just doing it a different way. I think it's going to be for the people who are computer illiterate, as am I. All right, this is what we're flashing. It's just like the light head grid 2 and 5, except there's an extra step. And it's very simple. And the powering on is slightly different. But you can handle it, I promise. All right, so let's get started. First step, you're going to download Tiny PXE plus configure it. You're going to add the line in configure, and we'll go over that from start to finish. So, where is Tiny PXE? I tried to get this camera. It's not working. So eventually it will be up where I don't have to do this janky ghetto holding the camera thing. But for now, that's all I got. So you're going to go online. Oh, whoops. I was supposed to see that. It's for Christmas. AREDN website. Docs. How-to guides. And this is where I was talking about. Oh, read the docs. Okay. Here it is, down at the bottom left. Read the docs. It will not open for me for some reason, but I think it's this computer. Oh, now it's opening. Okay, groovy. Cool. Good, I'm glad it opened up. It was not opening up earlier. So here you go. These are all your PDFs that I was surprised they didn't have. Well, they do have. All right, so go down there and print off the ones I went over. And then go all the way up to the top. Oh, great. There's downloading firmware. Okay, we're on installing AREDN firmware. This is the page you're going to want to print out for the instructions. All right, and there's a checklist. In this page, I guess it'd be on this page, you need to download Tiny PXE. It was already in the old video. I'm doing an extra favor by even going over it now. Download Tiny PXE. You can handle that. Okay, so let's say click, you downloaded it. All right, you've downloaded Tiny PXE, and it's in a folder. You were smart and put it in a folder. So we're going to go over to config, and it's going to be a notepad document. You're going to go down here. It might not be here, but look for DHCP. And right below it, you're going to type this in. RFC951 equals 1. Now, I did not add this. It says below is applicable only if blah, blah, blah. That was already there, and I was questioning whether it was going to mess it up or not, because it wasn't. When they said directly, I took them literally. Well, that has not hurt anything. It was already there. Again, you're just going to add that line. RFC951 equals 1. All right. You're going to save it and exit. All right. We're done with that. You can close it out. So the next step is we're going to download the correct firmware. This is for a hAP AC Lite. So it's software. Download, and there it is. Click. Oh, whoops. Oh, well, it's like the 10th time I've downloaded it. All right, we download those, and we're going to put them in a folder. Mine is called AREDN. Inside the AREDN is called Mikrotik, and that is called firmware. And here's the hAP AC Lite. Okay, you're going to have a factory and assist upgrade. I recommend doing this extra little step. You're going to select the factory. You're going to copy it, and you're going to paste it right here. Okay. Now you're going to rename it. In this instance, since I have so many, I have to name it specifically, but you're going to name it at bare minimum RB, and then hit enter. However, since I have so many different nodes I'm working on, I'm going to go RB, I'll just do TC. RB, TC, enter. So effectively, it's going to be called rbtc.elf. Elf. All right. Leave this window open. And there might be a different method of doing this, but this is just how I know how to do it. I'm very slow and analog. We're going to reopen. Actually, yeah, you didn't have to close the Tiny PXE, but reopen it. And then open the files. And then you can take that RB elf and move it to files. And see, there it is. Okay, now you can close them out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug everything together. You need a dumb switch. You need one Ethernet cord to go to your computer. You need one Ethernet cord to go to the hAP. All right. Plug the computer in to a dumb switch. I think it works with a smart switch, but I don't know for sure. All right, so that's going to the computer. You know what? Let me touch on this real quick. A lot of the new computers do not have Ethernet switches. You can buy these. It's a Ethernet to USB-A, I think that's called. It's just your typical USB. Might want to grab a couple because sometimes they don't work. Yay, China. And then I do know for sure, you're going to plug that into the number 1 slot. It will be Internet, PoE-in, WAN, whatever. It's the first slot. Do not power it on. Let it sit. Okay, we've plugged that in. Yours will be different. This is an old computer that does have native Wi-Fi, so I'm going to unplug my Wi-Fi. I don't need it. I'm going to disconnect from the internet, which, oh, well, that's what that just did. I'll turn my VPN off. Sometimes you might need to turn your firewall off. Okay, there is nothing connected. You don't want all your windows open. Now, let's go make our IP address static. The way I do that on this old Windows is Network and Sharing Center, Ethernet, because you don't have Wi-Fi to deal with. That's why we unplugged everything. Ethernet, Properties, IPv4. Yours might look a little different, but look for IPv4, TCP IPv4. Properties, and you're going to make your IP address static. It was probably automatic here. Make it static. 192.168.1.10. 192.168.1.10. And then click down here on the subnet mask and it should auto-populate to 255.255.255.0. Don't do anything else. Click OK and close that out. Now we're going to open the Tiny PXE. I don't know if this is necessary, but I do it because I heard somebody mention it. I run it as an administrator. I don't know if you have to. I don't think you do. Okay. I need less distractions, so I close that. All right, we're going to configure this now. In this, 2 pages in, it looks like it's page 2, but it's really far back. Huh. Well, it's this page you're looking for. All right, it's got the Tiny PX server user interface. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Just try to follow me. We're going to make sure, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that the IP address that we chose for our computer is selected. We're also going to check bind IP. This top line, we're going to go from 11 to 100. We're also going to change this box to 100. We're going to leave that 10. Now we're going to come down here, file name if user class equals GPXE, yada, yada, yada. We're going to uncheck that. And now we're going to go get that RB file that we named RB. And do you remember where it's at? It's under files. So I'll start over. I'll go to the folder Tiny PXE, files, and we'll scroll down to the R's. Since this is an RBTC for the TC hAP, I'm going to select that one. And there it is. And now we're going to click this on online. All right, so just let that run. And you need to use 2 hands for this, and this is why I recommend not drinking, because You need all your fine motor skills, especially when you have clunky hands like me. You're going to press and hold. Try it a couple times. Make sure you got a good grip on it before you plug it in. You're going to hold it. You're going to push it down and hold it. Plug it in and continue to hold it. Okay, and I'll grab the camera and show you what we're waiting for. We're holding the reset button. I'm not going to cut this out. I want you to see how long it takes, so you don't freak out. And there we go. So you can release it, set it off to the side. And congratulations, you're through the hard part. If you got this do read files, RB, whatever you named it, .elf, you're good to go. Click offline and exit. Do not unplug the hAP. This is where the LHG and the hAP differ. We're going to unplug this from 1 and move it to 2. You can do 3 and 4, but just keep it simple. And you're going to continue to let it do its thing. It's reconfiguring everything. Okay, we're going to wait for this. It's going to take a while. And in the meantime, we're going to get ready to go. You can ping it if you'd like with your terminal. Ping, and then put in 192.168.1.1. I never really do that because it's going to be obvious here. And I like making less work for myself. But if you're inclined, go for it. We're going to type in 192.168.1.1. Now, it might not be ready, but we'll just go ahead and check. It takes a while. Wow, it is ready. Okay. So this is step 10. Move to port 2, open a browser, confirm the flash success by typing 192.168.1.1. And step 11, we're going to log in with the default username and password. You don't need to worry about what that was. It's going to prompt you to type in your username, which is ROOT. And for all of you people in Wisconsin, that's root, not root. Password is Hotel Sierra Mike Mike, HSMM, and sign in. Do not look around. Do not touch anything. Go straight to administration. Browse. And we're going to go back to the original file where we downloaded the firmware. AREDN, for mine, Mikrotik, Firmware, hAP AC Lite, and there it is, sys upgrade. Select it. Final step, upload. All right, and this is step 12 is several things. The node is going to be cycling, okay? It's working. It's doing its thing. Just doesn't have as many lights as the other one, I guess. Trust me, it's working. You're upgrading the firmware. It's upgrading the firmware. You can close the browser. See, when you wait till you get this page, it's being updated. So we're done. You're done with the firmware. All right. The node will cycle several minutes. Close your browser and prepare for the configuration portion. And this is what I meant in the first video by saying you kind of have to do them together. You do. So I'm going to just say that this is the end of the firmware section. You have a few minutes. Don't worry. It's not going to go anywhere. Just don't unplug it. Don't do anything. Just let it sit there. Go get yourself something to drink, stretch your legs, and we'll come back and we're going to do the configuration of it. It's directly after this. So on video 3, we will be right here where we left off. All right, see you on the next one.